Hello once again, welcome or welcome back. This is going to be an all signs reading, may or may not be split into several parts to make sure that the videos aren't extremely long, but if we can, we'll go straight through. Now today I'm leaving out the Daily Dharma cards. We've just done that filming and uploaded that. So if this is a standalone reading for yourself at a timeless moment in the future from this recording, you can look back if you can find the approximate date stamp and the upload history in my library on the channel for Impressive Warrior. Will show you what video preceded this one. So just for an overall opener, for those that don't want to catch that video, right now I have Gaia and Earth that had popped out together for the code cards, as well as consciousness that all flew out. And then under the deck we had a lot going on. First off, we had third eye chakra with a stack, then crown chakra at a skewed bit, and then perception with the rest of the deck. So under third eye chakra, we immediately have coherence and dynamic. So the coherence and understanding, the heart-mind understanding of how dynamics are playing into your perspectives, your belief patterning, and your belief and faith in the future and yourself as a manifester of your destiny. And in the extra Shaman's Dream deck, we have Beloved, Radical Acceptance, Closing Door, Completion, Galactic Mushroom, Divine Matrix, Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Realms, Drifter, Experiencing Life as It Comes, Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness, and Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. Under the deck, Wailing Tree, Reconciliation with Empty Well, Time to Replenish, and then the Me-Tox card under that, Repairing Body, Mind, Spirit, with Watchers Transpersonal behind that. So you're being encouraged by ancestors, Spirit, God, Source, Universe, Divine, to take good care of yourself, to allow yourself to take a step back from the fray so that you can integrate whatever lessons are coming towards you. And I was seeing this as basically the resolution of duality mindset, to have a more inclusive ability to understand heart-mind coherence, to understand what your perceptions are telling you about the contrast, which way do you want to go, resolving duality for that unity consciousness that needs to expand. And I see the viewers here as emissaries, that divine speaker that translates galactic cosmic wisdom, insight, motivation, intentionality, and directional compass towards the future. You are the speaker, the intoner of what the cosmos wants to accomplish through the vessel of the physicality, through what we can conceive and then put into motion. And so I'm seeing someone that may have been following the flow as best they can, trying to stay on that straight and narrow and not go into those side distractions, but using also side stops, rest stops along the way to create contemplative space, deep quiet, so that those messages can come through. Because the more busyness, the more chaos and distractions and running around that we have in our energy field at any given time, it's taking our focus and squeezing it into tiny little objectives, when if we have an elevated perspective, we're lifted up out of those perspectives and can perceive how much the vastness of our experience can feed our soul and feed the souls of all. Now I do remember Divine Feminine was under perception with what else? Merkaba, tantric journey, and fertility. So maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe this divine feminine, the divine feminine is behind dynamic coherence. So go back and look at those messages if that works with you. But at this 5-minute mark, we're going to go ahead and move into the signs. So the one card that popped out is patience, not yet, allow the unfolding. So whether it's a new romance or a new opportunity coming your way, there's a need for stillness to resolve any incorrect perceptions on your behalf or those of others. And let's move right into the signs from there. So let's see, what does Aries need to know? Aries, I just saw young male, and one card popping out is inner child. We did talk about inner child earlier. So the contrast and conflict energies that we interact with and witness and observe in the world are a reflection of our own process of maturing, maturation, growth, and evolution. So what is your inner child wanting to tell you? I'm feeling that you need to be more playful. That's part of your detox, is creating time, space, and a guilt-free zone to incorporate joy and comic relief. Love bomber. You need to love bomb yourself, but you also have the capacity to recognize what's amazing about other individuals and to identify what could most unlock some type of secret essence in the people that you come into connection with. And love bomber doesn't need to be fake at all. It can be something like honestly saying to somebody, I love the way that you're so fresh and open with me. Or, you know, it's refreshing to hear somebody speak about their passions the way that you do. Or, I love the way that you get so excited when you talk about this topic. Or, I love the way that you restrain yourself and really take the time to think things through before you jump on something and say something. I can tell that you're a very careful and mindful individual when you pay attention to what you're saying, doing, whatever. It doesn't have to be about somebody's physical looks or anything along those lines. And in fact, those compliments are often the hardest for somebody to really see themselves in. So if we can appreciate the inner child of these people, the inner child exists before that false ego jumps in and talks about materialization and materialism and superficiality, objectification, or sexualization. Even if the inner child has been traumatized by those matters, we'll leave that one there. So scared of commitment comes out. Maybe something always feels that there's a loss imminent. So Aries, we're not really getting to the bottom of something here. What it is? One more. Astral travel. Maybe you need to go back to the time frame when you were in your immaturity, your naivety, before you knew that evil, so-called evil, existed, when we were not afraid of what was in our future and we pursued it with everything, when we said what we meant and weren't afraid of saying too much or loving too hard. I wanted you to chase me. I have mad respect for you, taking a chance. I'm clearing my space and energy for this. Restraint, holding back, material concerns, scarcity limits, blockage, 1111, twin flame. With I love deep conversations, ulterior motives, and UVWXYZ, I see you in my future. So someone or something can be coming in and love bombing you too. And don't lose track of compliments if it's hard for you to take them or give them. There's the element of respect here versus superficiality. There's a difference here that's standing in stark contrast for you, showing you what you can and can't accept. And if there's an issue with harvesting compliments or sowing compliments, there's something here that needs to be reconciled within your energy here. Time to replenish. So I want to just get a couple of tarot cards for every one of the signs. Let's see what is coming up for you. How is Aries showing up? Okay, that one just threw right up. Ooh. I am seeing the Liar card here. Interesting. So we already said you don't need to lie with these love bombings. But yes, let's get a little bit more. So there's definitely what's that word? Disingenuous? Yes, there's definitely this snake on the staff in this come hither type of temptation here to go off path when we had this drifter. It's like maybe you're lying to yourself about the reasons that you're going alone and drifting away from something, or holding yourself back from indulging in this beloved risk that requires your energy, time, and commitment and focused manifestation ability. Maybe you're pouring yourself into your material concerns such as your job, and your inner child is wanting you to take a journey back into what that means for you. You're chasing dreams and you want somebody to come chase you, or vice versa. But as you clear your time, clear your space and energy, the realization will come in. And then we see this Weaver of Boons. So look at this. So I'm seeing this, and then we have this Weaver of Boons, which is the Queen of Pentacles, this barefoot, abundant goddess. And we see this Liar card coming out over the closing door completion, inner child, astral travel, and love bomber. So there's a distrust and a mask that's being worn by either yourself or someone in the situation, or maybe even that professionalism mask that is at play here. But then it's something tempting is summoning and magnetizing this Weaver of Boons. So either someone has caught your attention, this Queen of Boons, she's abundant, pre-empress energy. She's got her own home, her own abundant gardens. She's got a beehive, maybe beekeeping. And her gathering, she's a hunter-gatherer, and she's got an abundant satchel there just with sparkling abundance. And so if somebody's coming at you with this liar influence, love bombing you, I'm seeing that you're going to have the urge to share of your abundance with them, but there's a need for you to stay grounded, your bare feet on the earth here, and to not throw all in, or to, as one of the readers I follow, I believe it's Halo Moon Tarot, she says, don't act like a wife until you are a wife, vice versa, or husband. You know, under the deck we see the wise woman, the high priestess energy. So there's something here that is becoming apparent. And then we had a few flying out. Under the deck, or in the deck, it came out, oh, there's two of them here. We have this Two of Cups, which is two feminines in this deck. wanting that mirroring, twinning energy, either sisterhood, best friends, or, same sex, does not matter, partnership and connectivity. I'm definitely seeing that sisterhood vibration of the divine feminine and being nurtured by the shadow and light aspects of our own self. And we do have, the sun has just moved into Gemini when I'm recording this, and it comes out with this, talk about temptation. There is this small child, perhaps lost or astray in the woods, and here is this candy house, and he's thinking about taking some of the food from that, and we all know what happens in that story. The child of boons. That's it can be, there's a possible mother-child relationship here, or it's the inner child, which I sense that's mostly the inner child, and really seeing someone so abundant that you want to have some of what they have. And so since you came out literally as the liar card, don't take this the wrong way, please, and shut down to messages. We all have an ego death that's necessary before we can move into our full excellence. And there's part of you that is perhaps wanting what someone else has, even if that's just a love prospect, a friend, or an associate, or can be family member or something. But there's this aspect of wanting what you think you can't have, but you can have whatever anybody else has generated for themselves, but you have to do it with your own insights. You can't take anything from another person, no matter how deep you guys connect. Their insights and their knowledge will always remain their own until you can see that and integrate it within your own relevance and your own experiences to create some type of deeper wisdom for yourself, which may or may not look like the other individuals. The other three popping out here are Eight of Spells, which is Eight of Wands, communication, insight. Look at all these owls just rushing in with knowledge and clarity about this situation. And then we have 10 of Visions, which that is 10 of Cups, referring to family type dynamics, as well as whatever makes you have that feeling of safety, security, and home, with Four of Challenges. So perhaps this happening in the recent past, some information coming through, communications coming through about family matters, or about how you how things are coming to pass for you, and feeling like you need to, there's this advice for you to rest and rejuvenate. You may be overextended, needing some meditation, needing some extra rest these days. But Four of Challenges as well, it's something about being patient and waiting for something to come to pass. Under the deck we have the Five of Visions as well, Five of Cups. So feeling like there's something not quite enough for you. What is the outcome here for Aries? Outcome or advice? Oh, okay. All right, so we have the Man in the Mirror with Two of Challenges under the deck, trying to make a decision, but needing to really see yourself through the moonlight, and Three of Spells. That's Three of Wands and Moonlight. So through the chaos and confusion and disclarity, seeing yourself and healing yourself, doing a self-check-in in Two of Spells, making some choices and using your guidance and intuition. Those definitely go back with that resonance with the High Priestess there. And this person appears to be throwing sticks, throwing some type of runes or boons, or what are those sticks called? You probably know if that's you. So the cards that flew out with that for the near future and advice, we have 10 of Boons, which is 10 of Pentacles, gathering with like-minded, supportive people that feel like home. Just look at how inviting this gathering is. I mean, everybody there's having a great time. They're laughing, singing, dancing, and joking and enjoying each other's company over some candlelight. It's a very soft and inclusive environment here. So it says, be around people that help you to unlock that part of yourself. Child of visions. She's running and playing and dancing through the raindrops. I don't know if you can see the raindrops there. And there's this little web over in the side here. It's having fun no matter if rain or shine, and being thankful and present in the present moment. You also get 13, the Black Shook, which is kind of like the grim. It's like negative manifestation because of things like envy and lack of belief in self, lack of faith. And 5 of Challenges. So I see this as a hater vibe from your distant past. It can be an authority figure, some type of a father, a teacher, some type of authority figure that was either demeaning, bullying, or dissatisfied with you no matter what you did. In this Black Shook, I'm seeing as you being the black sheep, but instead of identifying that black sheep and rebellious essence as the innovator and the trailblazer that you were, you kind of hardened up your energies and may not have recognized perhaps how combative or confrontational those energies can be with other individuals. So 5 of Challenges isn't saying that that's your necessary outcome. It's saying that there's a transformation here underway where you need to separate possibly your energies and your expression that has been ongoing, that has mimicked the bullies or the lower vibrational influences of your past, and really separate what you really want to be intentionally. You need to go out and play more and recognize the value of your black sheep. Yeah, your inner child, inner black sheep. I had a bunch just pop out. You get cock block, mature feminine, falling for you hard. You feel like home. And I want to marry you. Okay, so if you're softening your energy for that and facing off, because we do have that Beloved and the 2 of Cups, define your path, opportunity or distraction, medicine or poison. Consider the dose. So if you need to tell somebody a hard truth, then say it with compassion and understanding at the right time. There's a way to be constructive and there's a way to be critical. And sometimes critical thinking is worst on ourselves, especially if some bully from our past is stuck in our head, and that's how we're speaking to our inner child, and then how that seeps out and speaks to other people whenever we're not on top of our game. So you have to speak that kindness to yourself. There you go. It's time for a glow up, Aries. All right, that was a long one for you. So let's keep going then. Oops, I almost turned off my video. All right, so got a little bit of a mess here. All right. Taurus at 24 minutes. Let's see, what is Taurus dealing with? So Taurus, the eclipses are going on through, I believe, next spring, on the axis of Taurus and opposite sign Scorpio, with Taurus being in the point of destiny, that point of what we're reaching for, our highest best. And so Taurus has a lot of fixations and static habit patterns that are working out, and some of those referring to your body and your finances. How beautiful it is for you to remain silent when another anticipates your rage. Yeah, they want you to see red like the bull that you are, because Taurus can so often be so accommodating and so patient and so kind and be taken for a very naive and innocent individual. And so powerful bully individuals will come and see that as weakness. And in the past, you probably put up with a lot until you freaked out. And there's a recurring situation that somebody's trying to get that reaction again from you. But there's an overlooked opportunity to express rage, and instead you are closing that door and completing that chapter. Good job. This is amazing. Spelling. Mind your mind, guard your tongue, thoughts become reality. Right over consciousness, divine matrix, and straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So you're very carefully looking at everything and considering everything. Don't be too humble to know what you know, while still being flexible enough to reconsider room for growth. Somebody may be coming to see you. Ooh, maybe a toxic friend or family member. They weren't, or you weren't at your best, learning lessons, legalities, 3D contracts, disputes, and escalation. Karmic cycle. Soul retrieval, yes. So when you are no longer responding to the temptation of rage, you really unlock a powerful, walking away is upside down in the deck here. Walking away from situations and karmic cycles that don't hold any growth for you helps you to retrieve those incorrectly judged, misjudged aspects of your personality, or things that people told you were right, wrong, or indifferent about you. You can go back in time, if you will, to reconsider other people's motives and reconsider how you adapted and integrated both good and bad lessons into your life. And as you witness yourself, all of that power no longer is given away to situations or conditions. You start to see the possibilities and potential in your situation. Anything else here? Mood swing and drama. Yeah, that's what it's all about here. All right, mask front, Uranus, Earth Star Chakra unity, crown chakra, legit, build bridges. So somebody wants to put on a show that they're detached and that you're the reactionary one. And so they poke you so they can then stand back and say, oh, look at you and how unstable you are. But, you know, Taurus is very fixed, very grounded, very steady, calm, peaceful, and serene until they're not. And yes, you've been doing your work. Let's see what the tarot has to say. How is Taurus showing up? I got two cards. Weaver of Spells is the Queen of Wands. Very fiery, passionate, lit up. Look at her in that spiral vortex, centered and aligned. Just, it's like one of those whirling dervishes that another person I follow talks about. Dan Winters, the physics guy, he's interesting to listen to, but he talks about how when we aren't in that duality mindset, when we're steady and secure and grounded and aligned, our 0 point field is so tethered to spontaneous, recursive, regenerative influences that we are steady, and you can spin at Mach speed or something, and you're the gravity, the center point of gravity, and that coming out with the Wheel of Fortune card, which in this deck is called the Enchanter's Wheel. So you are enchanting, you're diverting. Yes, so you create a beautiful distraction from the mundane and from the temptation to fall back into dystopia or any of those lower vibrations. You're helping people to witness that beauty and that glow up. And the Enchanter's wheel is like using that essence not to create any manipulation. It's to create inspiration and upliftment. And so this mood swing drama, I think that your toxic friend or family member or hater energy, these are individuals that don't understand your path and your purpose and how difficult and challenging it has been at different times in your past to embody that, to continue to believe in yourself, to have faith in the highest, best, and to create that in this world for yourself. Seeker of boons, that's a knight card, and this knight is hunting and gathering, and it looks like she's found some glowing emerald green mushrooms or something that she's about to harvest here, and she's just delighted. All this green energy coming out, and there's a lot of green in these cards anyways, but I'm really feeling the energy of Archangel Raphael today, and that emerald goblet of self-love and unconditional love and healing energy, and the transmutational energy of Saint Germain too, with this deep quiet meditation and stillness, asking us and begging us to maintain that healing. Excuse me. So yeah, you're seeking for some type of prosperity, and you're looking to the microcosm. You're looking at the understory, underneath the story, the subtitles, the subtle subversive elements of gaslighting, manipulation, or any of those things, and you are lifting yourself up from those vibrational temptations into and out of your karmic cycle and into soul retrieval here. Yeah, so you get the Weaver of Boons as well. So what you seek, you are grounding into reality with your appreciation of whatever's coming your way. You also get 10 of Boons here, gathering with like-minded individuals in the past, re-emerging into society, making some new friends and going into some new places. Yeah, there's a shift in your environment here. And then Child of Vision. So you've got a lot of the same cards as Aries. Perhaps I just didn't shuffle as well as I thought. The Wide World under the deck here. This is the Fool card as well as the World card in this deck for me, because they're shown with the same stag. It's different imagery. The Wide World is all about closing chapters, but I say it's also related to the Fool because every closing chapter is a birth of something new in our world. Yep. Anything else for Taurus? I want to get another shuffle so that if there's anything that didn't come out, and you may be dealing with somebody that has strong Aries in their chart or strong Emperor type energy, that, and it may be because you have toxic here, the bad side of the Emperor, the inverted Emperor, where it's power control dynamics, needing to be in charge, overbearing. Four of Visions with a hummingbird. I saw a hummingbird the other day on the phone, and then I saw one again today coming to pollinate my new flowers. This is somebody who isn't even seeing that hummingbird, and hummingbirds are so subtle and so fleeting. They come and they go, sometimes without noise, and we don't even see them if we're not in the mindset. So being in this energy of always seeking for that silver lining perhaps, or going out and dancing in the rain and loving the rain. You know, sometimes you can go out in the rain and you can barely even get wet because it's so subtle. So there's something tiny, something seemingly insignificant, that hold enormous transformational value for you. When you tap into that and create something exponential from that, for the good or for the bad. Choose your own adventure yet again. It's about the dynamics, the coherence of the dynamics at play within yourself, in shifting and changing with them for the better, knowing how to shift and elevate your vibration. Four of Spells is the Four of Wands card coming, and it looks like some type of a journey, a happy journey, or vision quest. I see these fairies, that understory again. They're tiny little fairies in the microcosm, smaller than the ferns around them. It's these little fairy lights everywhere. Maybe you're connecting with fairy essences or elementals in your own magical practicing, but it looks like you and like-minded individuals. It's some kind of a I want to say vision quest, but there's another word for it, and I'm hearing Trail of Tears too. So, and it's coming over this rain card. So maybe you're dancing through the tears. Something is sad, for sure, but instead of dwelling on the sadness, you're asking to be led into what can be done. You're being solutions oriented. Keeper of Spells is the King of Wands coming out to equal the energy of the Queen of Wands over here. And this is also a manifestor, may have a lot of fire in their chart. A lot of dragon energy as well, fire dragon energy, maybe a fire-breathing dragon. And this could definitely represent somebody utilizing their energy of aggression in a less than positive way. But I'm seeing this, because it comes in the upright, as being a counterpart energy. The feminine is in her magnetism, creating that centrifugal energy that's electric and magnetic. And this Keeper of Spells is conjuring and actively working with his fire, grace under fire. Nice, dynamic dance. And then we see the Seeker of Spells. So that is the Knight of Wands coming in, and she's discovered this beautiful passion flower maybe in the middle of the forest, but there's a fox behind her. And she does have a sickle at her belt, which reminds me of Ceres, the mother of Persephone. But it looks to me like she's a priestess. She's pushing back the veil of ivy and using her energy of discernment and her ability to harvest and abundance. It looks like she's harvesting medicine. So somebody's hunting and gathering and creating medicinal tinctures maybe. Are you a medicine person? Child of Spells as well. There's a whole family dynamic here. And this Child of Spells is innocently working some magic with this bunny here. It's very interesting. What's the last card? Ooh, there we go. The Forest Lord. So this may be the positive aspect of the Emperor. So I see I see a progression of energy, particularly for the masculine, as this feminine is maintaining her vibration. The masculine is conjuring and leveling up, but there's this contrast between the higher vibrational essence and the lower vibrational essence, and I'm seeing this as just like timing and evolution within a partnership or a family. So maybe you're coming back together after a disagreement or something. We have QRST, maybe significant initials. Anything else? Take that one. Workaholic. Date, getting to know you. I don't want to lose myself again. Does this align with your highest path? Soul, star chakra, transcendence, and guidance. So following your true north, releasing guilt and shame, recognizing chemistry, and reassess your reasons for busyness. There's some ulterior motives, wanting to harvest under the full moon. Okay, you're a chain breaker. And so there's something here for sure about Ten of Spoons. Okay, yeah, there's some kind of family pressure, family dynamic, escaping or deviating from the family of birth, the nativity. May have something to do with religious upbringing, expectations, and poverty materially versus spiritual rank. Yeah, so there's somebody who wants to kiss another individual here. I wasn't at my best learning lessons. So there's a kiss and makeup energy. Somebody is elevating. I suspect it's in this reading, this masculine energy here. But it can probably be both. So, all right, I will leave Taurus there. We're getting this into be a long reading. Green light, Venus, astral travel for material concerns. If you are up for it, there are many ways that you can use astral travel to create more abundance in your life by journeying into your past, present, future timelines and asking your higher self and the powers that be that are timeless beyond the veil of the material plane to guard you, guide you, and to show you what needs to be switched, what needs to be shifted, and where your highest path should lead you, how to leave behind any lower vibrational influences, and to rewrite your soul contract. There are so many things. Yeah, and you may use some medicinals to create something very profound that may be part of your destiny of creating abundance and wealth in this world, is this gathering of something that creates medicine. And medicine gathering can also be wisdom that you've gathered. All right. Let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, what is your energy? We just had the sun moving in. Happy birthday to Geminis out there. 4444. Angel intervention. Are you saying your prayers, feeling blessed, asking for a miracle? What is it? Where's Gemini? Oh, Aries is in your sign as well. No, that's, oh, so sorry. Aries is actually just beyond into the Cancer. It's Black Moon Lilith in retrograde that is moving through the Gemini skies. I believe that says about 19 degrees-ish. So just beyond mid-sign, between the second and third decan. I need stability, a best friend and lover, partners, Earth. So Sun and Lilith. Lilith is the one who, some of the stories say she wouldn't be subservient to Adam in the biblical stories. She was the first wife of Adam, and she went on a solitary path of self-discovery, individuation, and she was shamed for that, for using and exploring her medicine, her magic and mojo, and her power, definitely her power. So with that in your sign and the sun coming in there, it's talking about the need to go your own way. So often Geminis define themselves through the mirror of others coming to see you. But there's an urge here to be as weird or as wicked as you feel that you can for your highest good. And I feel like you're moving between lower and higher realms. Like sometimes it seems like your wobble is pretty pretty far right now. I mean, ultimately, I see that you sort of understand what the meaning is for it, but there's something that has pushed you off your normal alignment. And I'm seeing you kind of not sure how to perceive the difference. And I feel like it's an alchemical transformation within your very soul itself with this tantric energy. It's using your own chemical makeup, your own chemistry for the highest good and for healing your own energies. Soul retrieval with extrovert. So maybe there's somebody that you want to go see, a best friend, to start to express some of the thoughts and feelings that are coming through that maybe you have kept to yourself. I don't know if I can keep my hands to myself. And QRST, maybe significant initials, restraint, holding back versus taking a chance. And then we have 7777. So there's a spiritual intervention with the 7s and the 4s. 4 is the angel intervention, and 7 is the aspect of luck, timing, and fortune, I want to say, spiritual knowledge. So you've been waiting for the correct time to take a chance or to say what you wanted or to make your move. You may be in love with somebody who's a best friend. But this soul retrieval, we've gotten that a few times. There's some healing necessary. Chiron is back in Aries still, talking about healing our autonomy, healing our authority and individual essence, right? And we're talking about individuation. And now you're getting 8888. What goes around comes around. There's a karmic cycle that is flowing with us, through us, to us, and young female, let's see, opening up, revelation, emergence, stand firm in your authority, wisdom, intuition, create sacred space so that you can remain lucid, protect your space. Evil eye, return any negativity to sender, and then there's this earth star chakra with unity consciousness here. Even the people that show us our wickedness, and even if we are the one that is receiving karma for not being authentic, we can I don't know what I want to say about that. Crown chakra is coming out. I'm sensing with the 7s and the crown chakra, even when you receive karma, there's some type of lucky break that happens when we don't know that we screwed up until we screw up royally, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, I totally had the wrong belief structure, or I totally self-sabotaged, or I didn't stand firm, I didn't honor my intuition the first time that my spidey senses were going, or I dismissed red flags. Somebody may be a single parent, and now we're seeing the 6s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 6s are all about balance and reciprocity and equalization, equal give and take, completion and leveling up with a secret admirer, flow, positive mental attitude, true north, I feel you're my destiny. So there's definitely something coming through where you may have doubted yourself and been more flexible in who you are than what was authentically your energy. And you've been holding back and playing it cool maybe. But there's the time is right for you to open up and reemerge. So I didn't ask, we've got Lovers under the deck, which is Gemini's energy, and then we have inverted Wise Woman, which the Roman numeral of 2 for the priestess here. is also very like the symbol for Gemini. You can't even see it. You know what the Roman numeral 2 is. And it comes out with, well, that was reversed. So not following intuition, we talked about that, or remaining mysterious, remaining masked and unclear. And then these other 3 cards coming out, we have 6 of Challenges, which is 6 of Swords, talking about healing necessary. And look at the picture on this. This woman's mopping her brow of sweat after, I don't know if you can truly see it. Do you see down on the ground below her? She's treed as if she's some kind of a raccoon, and the wolves are waiting there, waiting for her to slip up or to slip and fall down or to lower her guard and then attack. But this is part of your healing journey, is to not give those lower energies as much attention. Because next we have 9 of Challenges, 9 of Swords. Look at how this individual is cold and alone in the dark, gloomy forest. Even the crazy tree shadows here are animated with these gloomy... It's like, do you feel like everybody's out to get you here? And like you're in this karmic, deeply rooted karmic pattern of magic manipulation. You're going to get what you deserve in the higher level than you have before when you perhaps release this feeling of being victimized and being targeted. Inauthenticity is a little bit of a running target. The more that you close out that chapter and go on your own road and leave behind the people that are making you feel this way, well, I say leave behind, but that's energetically. You don't necessarily have to leave everyone behind unless it's a toxic partner that has no future bearing on your life. So the wide world coming out again, it's definitely closing out a chapter for you. So all of this coming out in your energy. So you're ready to move on, and maybe you're just putting out that friendly face in the last couple weeks before you put in your 2 weeks notice with a toxic employer or something, or moving out of a bad relationship or something into something better. I'm seeing under the deck here with these lovers, that's the positive aspect of Gemini, looking into the eyes of those that have your back, that deeply love and appreciate you. It's that essence of the best friend. And Keeper of Visions, the King of Cups coming out as the hope. A deep, emotionally adjusted, emotionally available masculine with so much to give. Deeply conscious, deeply self-aware. This may be you or somebody that you're pulling in. And look at this. Grounding you, what needs to be awakened. Look at all of these elementals and essences and energies coming through these animal totems. They're surrounding you and waiting and watching for your indication that you're ready to work with them, to return to your wilderness, to return to your divine natural essence. Be more like your animal totems than the people that surround you, and you will be as spontaneously dynamic as you can possibly be. Council of Animals is 20. That's the Judgment card. Yeah, it's a need to get back into your magic and pay attention to the signs and synchronicities as they show up for you. In the recent past, there's perhaps been some mystery and chaos, and these bunnies are dancing in the moonlight, and The one is even dancing on its hind legs, the one that's back in the background there. It's almost like this, like somebody has put some magic into the drinking pool, and it's captivated and fascinated these rabbits. It's the rabbit hole. So there's some type of a need for you to connect with your magic. I'm seeing this rabbit hole as a portal to your inner essence that's ready to be awakened. And it looks like you're starting to perceive of things in a much different way. And you may have been born in the year of the rabbit as well, the Chinese zodiac. In the near future, this Four of Visions, yes, that's talking about still not tapping into the resources that are available for you, the support and guidance. Anything else here for our Geminis? Need to pay attention to the small matters and don't let things like finance get out of control, or like even your laundry or your paperwork or your job or or your goals and your plans. Don't become apathetic and bored. There's a transformation that's taking its time, but it's taking as much time as it takes for you to tap back into your inner self. Your animal team, your animal totem team, and your spirit team is waiting anxiously for you to come back home to yourself. Eight of Boons, Eight of Pentacles is about doing the work, crafting, sacred crafting. You may be somebody who's into clothing design or spinning stories, spinning a yarn, sharing your stories with others. You may be nesting or weaving, crochet. There's also making things like dream catchers or the jewelry, braidings, things like that. But whatever you're doing, you're most likely working with your hands in some type of a way. And whatever you're creating here has some magic imbued in it, especially if you meditate and set intentions during your process. Three of Visions is gather and create and have this reconciling energy, this reunion energy, coming back to yourself, a reunion with your inner self. Yes, there's some energies under the deck as well. Somebody not being their highest self, maybe influencing you or tempting you away from your peace and serenity. But I'm seeing that we have also the Weaver of Visions, the Queen of Cups is coming under the deck to match the energy of the Keeper, the King of Cups here. There's a lot of love here, and this feminine is healing something to do with the mother dynamic here, the Earth Mother, their connection to the sustaining earth, and their sense of abundance, prosperity, feeling supported. And there's that other stag that we were talking about, the Zero card. So look at these two together. It's like in one, we don't know if the stag is, and then the Lovers behind that. We're encountering something new here, and there's like one was, it looks like one's outside of the forest and one is in the forest, and one here is beckoning the other one out. I'm sensing that the king is beckoning the queen to come out and to feel that love, support, and heart coherence between souls. All right, Gemini, I will leave your messages there. I appreciate you all so very much. Yeah, you are protected, Gemini. Have no fear. Watch for those number synchronicities and your animal totems. All right, 1 hour till we got to Cancer. I'm not going as fast as I wished that I was. The other day when I did all these recordings, I had all except 2 recorded in 1 hour and 15 minutes with my initial ramblings. But that's okay. Those messages weren't the ones to come out on Friday. Let's see. Cancer. Positive flow, positive mental attitude coming out just a little bit there, showing itself. Where is Cancer going? I do remember your energy last time was about positive mental attitude. All right, Cancer energy in the cards. Cancer, Cancer. So Cancer has Ceres in your sign. Ceres, the mother of Persephone, talks about the way that we self-nurture and nurture all things into creation, in the way that the cycles of the earth follow our influence. You're getting a green light. Nice. Closing a door on an old beloved. Maybe there was some hang-up energies in one of the signs. I can't remember if it was Cancer. Oh. And we have a card popping on the floor. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So much talking. So green light, is this a green light on a partnership manifestation, perhaps with an Aquarius? The wheel of the year, let the cycles play out and stay humble. Astral travel may help you to heal this essence, or to repair your own energies. I'm seeing this Gemini energy taking a chance to perhaps communicate. And then there's also an element of self-sabotage, self-fulfilling prophecy, and wanting to marry someone. So, marriage versus sabotage. Let's see. So green light with a partnership doesn't always mean that you guys are reconciling in romance. It can be that you're reconciling your friendship. Sometimes we can remain friends after we break up. Let's see what the cards want to tell us about this. Somebody needed to drift away, and one or both partners may have been falling into temptation, spiritual narcolepsy here, coming out from the code cards. But there was something to learn there. Pisces coming out now. So Pisces is where we just had that stellium with slow-moving Neptune, and then Mars came through activating, and then Moon came through the last few days, and then Moon has already moved along out of Pisces into the sign of Aries, that brand new start here. But with Pisces, it's about the masculine shedding the masculine in all genders, our assertive, activating principle is surrendering ego and elevating compassion and willing to accommodate someone drifting away and saying, if this is important enough for us to be part of each other's life, it doesn't matter if you want to be friends or more. You know, what matters is staying in contact without expectation in some situations. So having compassion and being friends, being soul mates, rather than just mating. Here's all this coming from. You're so hot, someone says. And so your ability to perceive, your ability to be a conscious creator, with your energy, your healing potential. And then I'm seeing someone may be interfering. There may be a block coming between the partners here. Dragon spirit, introvert, define your path, opportunity or distraction, medicine or poison, consider the dose. Legit, somebody possibly addicted, self-medicating, but you have the power to slay the demons that are keeping you stuck in these patterns of addiction. And then I'm seeing psychic attack. So whoever's blocking you, blocking this partnership, they may be keeping you in your addictions, because as you become psychically attacked, or you are psychically attacking another, that becomes its own habitual pattern and interferes even further with the sabotaging effect on the higher aspect. Dragon spirit comes in to equalize and to claim your power, to claim your potential. And I mean, if there's interference, the interference didn't come because one person, it came because of there was an opening for that negative intervention to happen with this power couple here. So somebody needed freedom from the other person's addictions and self-medicating. Then we have an upside down card here too. Somebody may be bored easily and needed a change. 5555. Okay, and there was a secret admirer there. Okay, let's move to the tarot for you. Inner child coming out, which is very important for both Cancer and Leos. It's important for everybody, but honestly. Let's get a really good shuffle this time. So what is this green light happening here? So something that caught your attention or pushed you out of alignment, had you fall back into these addictive patterns, coping mechanisms, but you're being asked to close the door on those self-sabotaging coping mechanisms that don't actually help you cope. You know it. I know you do. All right, let's see. Okay, that's too many. None of them popped upright. Let's just put these back in. I did see someone cooking. All right, we'll take those too. So maybe medicinal cooking is going to be healing for you. Okay, so coming out for your energy, we see the starlight and the council of animals, 17 and 20. So the star and judgment. So your spirit team is really asking you to come back home to your center as well, and to invest in your hope. And we saw Aquarius on those cards, and Aquarius is the starlight card. Judgment here, the council of animals. Your health is very important here. Under the deck, 9 of spells, and so is your protection energy. So we saw psychic attack, and now we see this element of the need to protect. 9 of Wands. It's the having been there, done this so many times before, understanding how it's done now. It's like the spiritual narcolepsy, falling angel, falling away from what you know to be best for you. You've done it before. You know that it's time. You've been getting the signs and synchronicities already. Seeker of boons coming out in the same position for you as who was it? Was it Gemini? But seeking for something, for those pearls of wisdom. I'm seeing you as a gardener. And then you're getting the wide world as what needs to be awakened. You need to close out a cycle, leave something behind, and travel your own path of healing. And you came here not to fall back asleep, not to be self-medicating, but you came here to be a healer of other individuals, and you have a powerful gift laying dormant in your energy right now. Child of Challenges, that Page of Swords energy. This is observing, watching, waiting, being curious, and it's almost like being a little bit spiteful and bitter and trying to find the way back out of that darkness energy, that dark night of the soul that's ongoing, I'm seeing. And in the near future, I'm seeing the fairy world, which is the Chariot card, 7 in this deck. And I'm seeing that angel in the foreground as being mad. It's like this can represent yourself getting on board and going for it. It can represent you feeling that something is insulting your soul, or it's not good enough for you, and you're tired of being taken for granted, and you're tired of self-sabotage, and you're tired of that lower nature and that psychic attack energy coming into your world, and you're just ready to take flight. You're ready to leave it behind. And now you're shown above the tree canopy, above the birds. You're transcending some type of experience here. So anything else that needs to come out for Cancer? Cancers can be great at self-protection, but they can also be really good at isolation. So make sure that you're not letting yourself become lost in the woods. And then we see the Enchanter, number 1, the Magician. He has all the tools and resources and intuitive guidance right at his fingertips. Just by looking behind his back at that accumulated knowledge. You're creating worlds. And you have prophecy potential here. You have medicine all around you. Are you taking your vitamins? I see that you have vitamins and that you want to create more health for yourself, but you're still potentially struggling to take the right choices here. And I'm sensing that there's interference from someone of a very low vibration that somehow you've given your attention to, and therefore your attention is giving them some type of a power over your excellence. And it's time for you to wake up to that, to your own powerful potential, and that none can keep you from your excellence and from your birthright. And that birthright doesn't have to do with a partner, it has to do with you getting right with you. Seeker of Challenges. Seeker of Challenges, just the way that it's written, it doesn't say Knight of Swords, it says Seeking Challenge. So you may need to stand up for yourself, or somebody else may be seeking confrontation with yourself, but there's combativeness and subversiveness and passive aggressiveness here. And the more you tap into your feminine, magical, magnetic capacity from the point of self-love and investing in your hopes and dreams, the less you will succumb to those lower natures, and you won't even be available for these people to mess with you. So there's a need to don your spiritual armor against these people, and you may, I'm seeing that as a falcon on the shield here, maybe born in the year of the horse, perhaps. And there's also, randomly, there's this exercise of envisioning where somebody asks you, we'll do this quickly as an exercise, I'm not sure I'll remember it all. It's the cube exercise. So you start by closing your eyes and envisioning a cube. You sense what it looks like, what it feels like, how it appears and is oriented to the space around it, any colors or energies that come through there. And then you envision a ladder in this scene. And later you envision a horse around the scene and its colors, mannerisms, and ways and orientation to the other objects that you're envisioning, and the foreground, background. And then you also envision a flower or garden, and as this vision comes through your mind, there is psychological meaning assigned to all of these things, and so many people have different ideas. So yeah, it's time to do some exercises and some deep introspective work with the self here, because it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to reconcile your sense of joy and love, and it's time to replenish yourself. Don't remain empty. It may be time to take a bubble bath, or to just really work on placing yourself in a bubble of divine protection and wishing the best for yourself, and affirming that you can learn your lessons with gentle, loving peace, and that that's what you wish for yourself. And in wishing that as your as what comes to you, understanding that we give what we get, and so we have to give love to receive love, to even our enemies. But don't take that the wrong way, right? All right, Cancer, I wish you luck with that. All right, red flags, unanswered prayers coming out as I was wondering, who's next? Who's next? It is Leo. Leo. So as we move from Cancer into Leo, we're coming out of our home and into our social identity and our sense of very personal relevance and validation, and the ego and pride and what that means for ourselves. 5. There's a change in the air for you, a shift in consciousness as you're perceiving something. It's like an epiphany you're perceiving out of nowhere. This may have to do with somebody with Libra in their chart, or yourself, or it's just getting something balanced out, changing the dynamics of a situation for greater understanding and cooperation. May also have to do with an Aquarius, or somebody who's more progressive minded and somewhat detached from the messier emotions. Both of those are air signs. So this has a lot to do with your intellect, your perceptions and belief structures. And cardinal sign Libra versus fixed sign Aquarius is restarting, relearning. You may be on a pathway where you're taking up a new study, changing your approach to something you've already been studying. Ulterior motives. And third eye chakra, we already have that out here on the board. So changing your perception of something as more is understood and learned, as we detach from taking things personal or belief that some old narrative is true, like some victimization or something like that, or oppression, or that we have to be some type of a way or not. maybe this ulterior motive is about the essence of Aquarius has a dual rulership, Saturn and Uranus, and the two seemingly are so different. Saturn is commitment, focus, determination, grounded repression, and concentration energies. It's commitments. And so there's this constricted energy with Saturn. It can bring doubt if it's taken too far. But Uranus, on the other hand, is the revolutionary, the liberator. And I see Libra as liberator. The truth shall set you free. So yeah, Uranus is so much different, but the two work together in tandem for a very important reason, because Aquarius is progressive, because it takes the evidence of the past, whatever has been fixated and has generated into a materialized object or a materialized way of being, and then revolutionary comes along, revolutionizes the process or the approach or the dynamic with new coherent understanding, putting death to the old perception and uplifting yourself in some way. So Leo, Leo, Leo. We have 7777, low vibe entities, lower attachments, overlooked opportunity. Intensity does not equal intimacy. Yin-yang, electromagnetic counterbalance, and you already know, trust your gut. So in your discernment here, and you're revolutionizing your perspective about your time, place, and contribution to some type of matter, there's a karmic pattern that you're closing the door to, and this radical acceptance of the beloved is yourself in this time space, I feel. And you already know how beautiful you are, but you feel that others are not taking the opportunity to honor you, and this is a Leo thing, right? Because Leo is here to explore the depths of personal individuality and to shine and radiate and to remain sharing and abundant and generous of heart and mind and love, despite the counterbalance of contrast that comes back saying, oh no, you totally could have done that better. I would have done it differently. Well, these people that have so much advice are generally giving you advice that they don't take themselves, and they aren't doing anything on the same vein as you. So how can they actually give you the appropriate information? You already know. Trust your gut and your guidance. As you explore what makes you unique and amazing, your consciousness is showing you the way forward. And intensity does not equal intimacy. So somebody here has some ulterior motives, whether that's for acceptance or to move and shift a dynamic or a stalemated situation. They want to remove any lower attachments to the ego, to fearing jumping in and taking the risk. And you're wanting greater intimacy instead of the intensity of the ego. Intimacy happens with radical self-acceptance and by experiencing life as it comes. Yes. So do your meditation. Because there's something here that wants to be shown to you. Workaholic, yes, meditation versus workaholism and spiritual narcolepsy. I wasn't at my best learning lessons. So there's something about the workaholic that is the daddy issues, father issues, where we think that we should be doing more. We want more validation, more affirmations, more confirmations from the outer world that we're good enough, that we deserve attention and love and respect. But with build bridges here, it's telling you to learn those lessons, building the bridges between why you're distracted with workaholism and not feeling the reward therein, because there's not a ton of reward from only work. Got some trust issues to be worked out here as you build bridges with others. Yeah, maybe you work really hard at your cognitive space, your intellect, and trying to appear that you are knowledgeable and wise and conscious and awakened and aware. But the more you work at this, the more you lose the plot, because the best thing to increase your intuitive nature is to become still and meditate and work on your alignment and your centeredness. Aries, you're going to have an opportunity to explore your own unique ability to create something relevant for yourself and to go your own way on something, and to be remarkably seen as someone who went out and did something that you get all the credit for, perhaps, or the lion's share of those affirming, respected, it's like the victory. Diamond code activation comes through using your alchemy and utilizing the flow of the elemental and the nurturing essence of Mother Gaia to kind of pinpoint what it was all for and how we can trust the process and learn to have faith in ourselves and in the love that is unconditional for ourselves. This says transmutation, transformational, stress that transforms, trauma, inner jewel shines through. So through stress and compression, like we talked about with Saturn, through those doubts and rejections and all of those things, we are liberating our potential. The more times that we've been rejected, the less impact it has if we maintain our sense of self-identity and working our way towards where we want to go in life. So Diamond Light Code activation is recognizing the multifaceted beauty that you are, shadow and light, all refracting and reflecting the light of that which surrounds us and emanating the clarity of the gem inside, that inner jewel, the inner temple, the inner crystalline temple. Okay, so for your own card, we have Starlight card popping out first, which is very nice here. Or, no. What did I just say? Okay, Fairy Wind is coming out first, not Starlight. And Fairy Wind is that Chariot essence of leaving behind what doesn't serve, not waiting for the permission to go out and do what we're great at, not waiting for people to appreciate us before we can appreciate our own self, going out and being your own person. Okay, one of the fairies is riding on a tiny horse with wings, a Pegasus. 4 of Challenges. So there's been a waiting period. You've been waiting for someone's approval or for somebody's attention here maybe. But ultimately, this has been waiting on your own ability to self-nurture and heal your own mind on this. 4 of Challenges is like healing from sickness, healing from from negativity, needing a rest. Coming out with 5, the oldest one. This, to me, okay, it's the Hierophant card, the High Priest card. And sometimes that can talk about dogma and socialized morals, ethics, teaching, having faith in higher power. But this oldest one, to me, in general, reminds me of one of my grandmothers. And with the owl in the background, it's like the wisdom of the ancestors is just sitting back. The roots run so deep in this. It's like maybe you are waiting for a sign from your loved ones that have passed on, or some type of ancestral green light to go forward. But I'm feeling like you're already a channel and you haven't trusted your process and your path to be as I'm saying intense in my head. Intensity doesn't equal intimacy. In the past, you've been pursuing intensity instead of intimacy. Something out there. Under the deck, we had 14, which is all about alchemy. It's the Temperance card. This is what needs to be awakened within your own self. It's like your spiritual team and your inner resources are working on your spiritual tools, your sword of truth and justice, and your shield of protection and deflection. Deep within the cave, there's this, yes, there's turning that spiritual heaviness and spiritual lead into spiritual gold. Under the deck, we see that you've been feeling a certain way about your time and place. There's a need to change. Low vibe entities, I feel like they're the ones that have treed you, and they have you kind of on the edge in some type of a way. Child of challenges. And what's in the near future here? The Wise Woman. So there's definitely, you have the High Priest and the High Priestess here. Another matched pair. And so, Leo, I'm seeing you as somebody who has a lot of wisdom to impart, and it's part of your gift. You may be overlooked because you're not or no longer as intense. Like I've noticed there's a lot of people saying a lot of intense messages on social media and getting a lot of play with that. But intensity doesn't equal intimacy. Again and again, we're seeing this. It's like, yeah, you can go out and be challenging. You can speak on all those highly charged issues, but that's not what you're here to do. Perhaps it swayed you in the past, but there's a maturing process here for you, and your ancestors are speaking through you. And if you do cards, runes, or any other type of divination, you are in flow, or maybe you're being advised to pick that up again, because it's part of your path. It's going to help you to connect more easily with the ancestral wisdom and with the powers that surround you, and it will lead you back to your inner alchemy. Anything else? Any last minute energies to pop out for Leo? 8 of Challenges. Yes, you've been overwhelmed in anxiety, feeling victimized, and there's that man in the mirror. You need to make a clear decision to love yourself, to radically accept yourself. I want to kiss you, taken for granted, and creeping. We do have Child of Swords, Child of Challenges coming out here. So, and then the Taurus card, completion, leveling up with an ending. Okay, so somebody is watching you and appreciating you. Perhaps even with the new moon eclipse that we just had in Taurus, there's a need to connect with your deeper sense of self and soul here, to come out of anxiety and honor yourself for all that you are. Only you can do it, Leo. And you are the one that comes through and shows others how to be brave enough to love themselves enough to reach for their own healing. All right, there we have it. Hour and a half. Oh boy, this is much longer than I thought it was going to be. So, moving from Leo, who comes next? Virgo. Virgo energies. What does Virgo want to talk about today? So Virgo, you don't have any immediate big solar system energies in your sign right at the current moment when this is being filmed. However, Pisces is opposite Virgo, and so we see that with those late occurring essence or elements in the end of Pisces, the Neptune that has been sitting there for a while, and then Mars, and recently the moon going through, that these energies they're opposed to the end of Virgo's sign. So there's some pressure there feeding in to that minor grand trine that we had recently, saying that if you are able to plug into that compassion can really activate your awakening in a deeper way here. Definitely awakening energy for you. What am I feeling here? So yeah, the transpersonal I'm feeling for Virgo. Transpersonal, because we have Earth and Gaia here, and then opposing you, you have that Mars, Neptune at the critical degrees. So it's like Virgo can be very grounded in what is completion, leveling up. Yes, transpersonal, leveling up. So as part of your ascension, you are being directed and encouraged to look beyond the veil of the material plane into the dynamics at play behind the curtain, the man behind the curtain. You're looking into people's motivations, into your own motivations, and witnessing what is in your vortex before it comes. Ooh, power couple. Leveling up with a power couple. Really nice. The transpersonal. Looking at your pictures, trauma bonding, Capricorn, mood swing, drama, manifestation, root chakra. So walking away from what doesn't serve, any lower patterns with some type of devilish behavior. Maybe you've had a lot of tumultuous relationships with trauma bonds that is really talking about having attraction and compulsions to engage in relationships that challenge us with our shadow aspects or rejected aspects of our own personality, or things that we repress or don't allow or give permission to ourselves to explore. So I'm feeling this Capricorn energy coming through as Virgos the stereotype of being somewhat repressed because they're practical and they know what they know, and so they play it very safe because they're grounded. But Virgo is also sometimes one who gets the title of being a little bit kinky behind closed doors because it's that repressed sense of social self that comes out behind closed doors. And I'm saying this because there's tantric under the deck here. The perception of your alchemy and how you work with other people. It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be actual mixing. It's who you are in yourself, in your expression of safety and risk-taking. Power couple local. Ancestors are sending signs and synchronicities to you. That's so interesting. Okay, I know that I've already moved on for signs, but Leo just had the ancestor card on the in their reading, and then look at this wailing tree. So, yeah, there's something about that. Ancestors sending signs and synchronicities. Interesting. So in the other deck, the ancestor is shown smiling, and in this one, it's shown wailing and crying. Maybe you're saddened by the legacy of your predecessors and your ancestors. Maybe they didn't accomplish what they came to do. Maybe they became mired in codependence, narcissism, betrayal, manipulation, power and control dynamics, materialism. Oh, the opportunities for distraction are endless. But there's no need for ourselves to invest or recreate ideas of wrongdoing or shame or guilt for following those steps, because even their missteps give us energetic wisdom to create our own life anew. And so don't allow yourself to become lost in tears or recriminations, like blame game. Overlooked opportunity just showed itself. Overthinking, stress, and nerves. How Virgoan is that? So yeah, that transpersonal, you have to trust that what's on the other side of the veil is helping your process, and that overthinking and stress and nerves only creates more sadness and compressed energy. And it's time for you to lift yourself up, complete that cycle, close the door, and reach for that beloved power couple, yourself and higher self perhaps. Gemini energy coming out then next, which is the energy of twinning, lovers, manifestation, magician energy. I feel you near me when we're miles apart. There's a lot of Venusian energy of attraction, potential, prosperity, magnetism. Meditation brings solutions. You are so hot. I don't want to lose myself again, but I feel triggered by old drama and the need for self-protection. Somebody wants to send a message that will transform a situation or transform their life in some way, like reaching out for some type of a promotion or an opportunity to connect deeply with somebody who has the potential to be a power couple with you. You are a demon slayer, and these leftover lower residual fears from the ancestors are being transmuted through you. So don't succumb to mood swings here and drama. Tread very carefully through here as you give and take and share the power with other individuals. There's a less of a need for overcompensation or inequality, that win-lose. Somebody's got to win if somebody's somebody has to lose if somebody wins. Manifestation of material in Sagittarian, shift focus, Earth Star Chakra. So yeah, the materialization here is telling me that you're manifesting more by your overthinking, stress, and nerves to be over stressed about and overwhelmed about. Where if you invest in your passions, your curiosity, and your sense of adventure, then that's where things start opening up for you, and that Venusian energy starts coming in for you. I feel like you've already met another individual. You feel like you're connected across time and space. Maybe you feel the soul tie between the two of you. All right, let's see, Virgo, anything? How is Virgo showing up, first of all? Whoa, we keep getting this man in the mirror. Everyone's doing this self-evaluation. And for you, it's coming out with 7 of challenges and 5 of visions. So 7 of swords is the thief in the night, those that come looking to take but never bring anything back, or they manipulate, lie, and gossip while you're in your cozy home. Yeah, they're like taking your bag of money and gems, your cup, they've dumped it, and they're taking your empty cup and your music, your musical piece. Yeah, there's insult to injury here. And 5 of visions, look at this also, like her treasure has rolled downhill and it's about to fall into this gross, icky pond, into the realm of this toad. And she's just upset about this, running after it at top speed, but she hasn't been able to save that ball from rolling out of control. So you want to get the ball rolling, but you're afraid of loss, grief, of breakups. You're afraid to get into a new relationship because it might not work out, or maybe you're not good enough, or maybe they're not what you're looking for, or maybe you think that you should be somehow in a different position, or maybe they're a distraction. Because I'm seeing suddenly this person with their backpack. It's like the Fool card. The Fool has been on this journey and is now reconsidering where to go next, with Fairy Wind Chariot energy on the bottom. So, okay, so Virgo, it feels like you've been maybe surrounded by other individuals that have been waiting on your downfall. I'm seeing the Hermit energy popping out, or maybe that was the King of Pentacles card. I'm not sure which. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you want to do what you can do to just create your garden of abundance, the life that you don't need a vacation from, beauty surrounding you. Your home is your castle, but just the simple delights, your barefoot and happy life. But I'm sensing that you feel that others intrude on your happiness. Like, I would be just fine except for these others that keep coming in and upsetting my apple cart. But without those people coming in to challenge you in some type of a way, your creative process wouldn't be quite the same. And you wouldn't gain as much knowledge. Here we have the 2 of spells. Using your divination ability and your ability to look at the signs and synchronicities and number codes that are coming through, and to hold something in your hands. Maybe you are, what is that, where you can hold something and feel the story of it. It's it's one of the clairs. There's clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance. Well, you know what I'm getting at anyways. Being able to touch something and feel its essence. You have some gifts waking up, and everything that you touch wants to turn to gold. But don't fear the loss of your resources here. Just keep managing your best, and if it comes, let it. If it goes, let it. Because some of these missed opportunities are the best redirect of your life. And, you know, I had some raccoons in my ceiling of the pole barn recently, and I thought, oh, how much of a pain is that? I don't feel like I want to spend money on that, getting an exterminator. I definitely don't want to stick my head up in there, and I don't know about raccoons. So I contacted someone who then helped me to contact another person who then came here and was somebody who I had known a long time ago, but only as acquaintance, you know, passing ships in the night. But lo and behold, we have so much in common, we've become fast friends. And this is, now I can hear them rumbling around up there again. We got a bunch of them out, and some more have come in. So it's just like I could be upset about this, having to look at something another time. Something wasn't finished, something wasn't completed, I didn't do a good enough job the first time. But it's not about that. It's every message, every synchronicity, every animal has its own energy. Even the raccoons. So I'm seeing hawk, owl, bat, chipmunk, squirrel, crow, badger, deer, bear, fox, frog, bunny, and hedgehog energy here. So there's a lot of energies there, needing to be clever, needing to be protected, needing to be assertive, needing to be wise, and communicating between realms, communicating with your ancestral line, protecting and providing for those under your charge, your children, your the people that you may be mentoring, and those that are too timid to ask, you can enlighten them with only a smile. Many things coming through that card, but know how vast your magic is and employ that in your everyday. Instead of watching your resources, watching the stock market and wondering when the next rise and fall is going to be and how you could, would, should be, look at yourself in the mirror, and for once, if this is your story, you know, just really tap into all that you are. Ooh, Ace of Spells coming out in that future advice position. Ace of Spells is about tapping into your passion, your charisma, your ability to catalyze situations. And there's this gemstone at the top of the staff, and the dragon is breathing fire onto that gemstone, alchemizing, subjecting it to spiritual fire, lighting the match, keeping your inner fires burning. So Ace of Spells there, ooh, the Empress on the bottom of the deck. So this may have to do with mother-child, or with your Virgo is a very mothering aspect, and we see that mother bear energy there. And she has bunnies and hedgehogs all over here, I see. It's conveying that sense of trust, faith, and wonder to those that you touch. and letting them know that they are safe and protected with you as well. And if no one is available to nurture you, then nurturing yourself. But yeah, you have the passion and potential to blaze your own path here, I'm seeing, by reconciling the energies within yourself. It's that shadow and light integration with the man in the mirror there, making the choice. Enough said. Self-sabotage, self-fulfilling prophecy, negative mindset needs to be worked out. There's somebody who wants to fall for you hard, or you want to expand that heart chakra. Maybe somebody at a distance. But then we have reclaim your power, extrovert, come out of your cave. Somebody has mad respect for you, but they want to see you enlighten your energy using play, joy, and humor, so that they see the opening and the lightheartedness. I almost said hardness. Lightheartedness. Interesting. So somebody's looking for a best friend, a lover, and a partner. But if you are giving off the vibration that you've got too much going on, other people are a burden, or questions are always coming with some type of stress, there's advice for you to move on from there. Speaking of my friend, I do believe that I'm going to cut here and do the next video in a minute. Thank you guys. I'll be right back with part 2.